Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at some weird news stories, some little news stories, and one that I find very delightful indeed. Starting off with one that makes me a little bit jealous. Over in Taiwan and Hong Kong, Pokémon are releasing a Pokeball gift box. And essentially it comes in a little tin, I think it's a little tin thing, of a Pokeball, Ultra Ball, or Quick Ball. I know, generally it's Pokeball, Great Ball, or Ultra Ball, but there's a reason. And what you get is 5 packs of Starbirth, which is the new set over in Hong Kong and Taiwan. Remember, they do release their sets very much the same as Japan. So essentially it's going to be exactly the same as Starbirth in Japan, which we've been covering quite a lot lately. But it's going to be in the Chinese language rather than the Japanese language, so there we go. But you then get yourself 6 bonus cards, including the relevant ball. I.e., when you buy the Pokeball tin, you get a Pokeball. When you buy an Ultra Ball tin, you get an Ultra Ball. And when you get a Quick Ball tin, you get a Quick Ball. Worth pointing out that is the latter alternate art, not the Sword and Shield artwork. But you know what? That's really cool. Like Pokeball, no one's arguing Pokeball's a good card. Pokeball's not a good card. It's just not. You flip a coin, and if heads, you search your deck for a card. No. It's not absolutely terrible. People have played it, but it's not great. But Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from your hand and search your deck for any card. Yes, that's ridiculous. And Quick Ball, discard a card from your hand to search for any basic Pokemon. Yes, that's ridiculous. That is an absolute flat-out staple in, like, every deck. So, yeah, these are cool cards. These are very cool cards. Do we need them? Like, I love these, don't get me wrong. I think they're very, very cool. In reality, does anyone out there need Ultra Ball or Quick Ball? And maybe there are some newer players that do need Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball's only just being reprinted now for the first time in a little while. So maybe there are players that really do need Ultra Ball. By now I'm assuming we've all got Quick Ball. But that doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me, what I think is cool and important, is that they've gone to the effort. And it really is as simple as that. Because if you really want these cards, go for it. And if you don't want these cards, don't go for it. But the point is, it's an option. And it gives an easy way to get hold of these cards, which are very much staples. Now, buying a whole tin like this just to get one card, yeah, there are more cost-effective ways to get hold of them. But we don't know what the other 5 cards are. Now, incidentally, it releases on January the 28th. Which, yeah, sounds kind of cool. But I don't know, unfortunately. I don't know. I have no idea what the other 5 cards are. I would love to. That would be cool. But the answer is we just don't know. Now, the currency here is 115 new Taiwanese dollars. So 115 of those turns out as $4.20, which is quite cheap. Or £3. That would be good. Remember, the packs are a lot smaller over there. There's like 5-card packs and all of that. They are smaller packs, but still, that seems ridiculously cheap. And the lovely Poké Guardian, who has gone and shared this with us, has given us the currency symbol. And it's definitely the currency symbol for Taiwanese new dollars, not Hong Kong dollars. They are not the same, incidentally. So, yeah, that seems very, very cheap. I want to know what these other cards are. That would make me extremely happy. We don't know what they are at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. As a side note here, Great Ball is in the format. Great Ball was printed in Sword and Shield. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal a Pokemon, put it into your hand. They could have done the classic Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball that we see in so many other Pokemon things. I love that they clearly dropped Great Ball for Quick Ball. Partly because Quick Ball is the best of the Pokeballs, best design, etc., etc. It's one I use the most in games. It's the one that looks coolest. I feel very confident calling Quick Ball the best Pokeball. Come at me, bro. But I also love that it's a super playable card. And sure, Pokeball isn't very playable, but the 2 best ball cards in the game right now are very clearly Ultra Ball and Quick Ball. That shouldn't be a controversial statement. And now you're telling me that those are both available here? Yeah. Potentially only one. We don't know what the other cards are. This is cool. It seems pretty cheap. You get some packs of the set. You get an actual Pokeball with it. And you get yourself the cool card. Either an Ultra Ball or a Quick Ball, or I suppose you could go Pokeball. But if you can pick these up, you know, little advice from your old pal Wassy here, don't go Pokeball. Depending on what the other cards are, this could be an absolute genius steal of a product. But even if the other cards are just kind of like random trash commons, this is still a very cool product. It's not one I would expect to see outside of Hong Kong and Taiwan. I've heard no rumblings of it coming out in Japan. I don't imagine this to be an English language product, etc. We do get these Pokeballs, remember, but they tend to be, you know, free packs, and they don't come with promos. They come with coins and all of that. So, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I just think these are very, very cool. Now, another rather good news, VMAX Climax on the 26th of January is getting an official Korean release. And essentially, this is VMAX Climax, exactly the same as we saw it over in Japan, but now it's in Korean. Should you care? I don't know. Do you collect Korean cards? Because the fact of the matter is, right, VMAX Climax, and I've said this before, and I mean this very sincerely, VMAX Climax is the best Pokemon TCG set we've ever seen. And the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, no, it actually definitely is. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's got, obviously, those character rares and character super rares, including the Alchemy that I cannot get enough of. But it's also absolutely jam-packed full of playable cards like Crobat, both the Urshifu, both the Calyrex, the pre-release print we had of Inteleon, just released over there, bearing in mind that's one of the best cards in the game right now. It is an absolutely flat-out, over-the-top, phenomenal set. And now it's being ported over in Korean. Now, do remember, we are not getting this set. What we're getting is Brilliant Stars, which is going to have 30 of these character rares and super rares, a trainer gallery subset, it is officially being called, but there's 70 in VMAX Climax. So we don't know exactly what Brilliant Stars is going to look like. We don't know exactly which ones of these we're going to get. And certainly, we're not getting all the reprinted playable cards and things of that nature. But I mean it very sincerely when I say, I honestly don't think there has ever been a set, and I made a video about this a few weeks ago, and I stand by that opinion. I don't think we've ever had a set which is as good as this. I don't think Pokemon have ever released as good a set as VMAX Climax, because on the one hand, in terms of your collectability, you've got all those beautiful, wonderful, amazing cards, and on the other hand, you've also got a huge amount of playable cards, so anybody that actually wants to play the game, this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal set for them to get them set up really quickly with just a whole bunch of super playable cards. It is absolutely over-the-top ridiculous. Now you can get the cards in Korean as well. As a side note, I would absolutely love to get that Alchemy in Korean. I don't know if I've got any Korean viewers, but if I do, and anybody buys a bunch of these and ends up with a Korean Alchemy, let me know on Twitter at the Wassy. I'm sure we can work something out. But that is essentially the question. If you want to collect the cards, go for it. If you are a player in Korea using Korean language cards, then yes, obviously, that's really important. You need these cards. It's amazing. Outside of that, it's really just whether you want to collect these, and most people tend to collect English language and Japanese language cards, but maybe you'll all make an exception for your favorite character rare. I will, incidentally. I absolutely will. And the final piece of news I just want to mention very quickly here, and this does come from the lovely Primal Lugia. There's a reason he's one of our favourite people in the Pokemon community. And it's just a fun little side note. I've shown you recently about all these new sleeves, etc. coming out. And some of the ones I showed you are the new Piplup sleeves. Yes, I told you they were amazing and I love them. Yes, I did go and put an order in over on the Japanese Pokemon Center. Incidentally, those Writer Report ones, which I said were absolutely stunning, ordered them as well because they're so cool. But we're talking about the Piplup ones. And essentially what we've got here, and again, this is pointed out by the lovely Primal Lugia, is that these were actually illustrated by Yamano Bejin over on Twitter, and I'm sorry for the terrible pronunciation. And they have tweeted being like, hey, you know, I've done these sleeves, how cool are they? They've never illustrated a Pokemon TCG card. They have illustrated these Piplup sleeves, but they've never actually illustrated a card before. Does anyone else think it is about time they get commissioned to illustrate a card? Come on, that would be amazing! And in very similar news, those Luminion sleeves which came out, yes, I ordered them as well, look how beautiful they are, also illustrated by an illustrator who's never done a Pokemon TCG card before. That is Nijimakic over on Twitter. Again, apologies for the terrible pronunciation. Although worth pointing out, that illustrator has also drawn this amazing Gigantamax Charizard playmat, which came out a little while back. Missed that one, unfortunately. So, it's a weird situation where we've got these absolutely amazing Pokemon TCG official sleeves with amazing Pokemon artwork on, drawn by artists who have not had a chance yet to do a Pokemon TCG card. At least as far as we're aware. I suppose they could have said no, but that seems weird. Hopefully in the future we'll see some cards drawn by these lovely artists, because I think we can both agree, although very different styles, this is a pair of top tier artists right here. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you need to know, that's what's really kind of awesome. We got those cool Pokemon tins over in Hong Kong and Taiwan, Korea is getting VMAX Climax, and just a little note that we got these awesome sleeves which have actually been done by artists who have not done TCG cards before, and I, for one, very much hope they will be. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know, quite frankly, anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.